just developed a random allergy during perimenopause. I'm Mary Wilson, 48, and about 2 years ago, I developed a skin allergy. And I was getting like eczema, like my eyes and my eyelids were like literally flaking off.
I'm Holly, I'm 42, and yes, I had something similar happen a couple of years ago. Now, I am not a clinician at all, so nothing I say should be construed as any sort of medical advice. If you're looking for actual allergy content, highly recommend Dr. Rubin. But anyway, in the spring of 2021, I had perioral dermatitis. I don't have any pictures of me with it, but here's an example of what that looks like if you're not familiar. Now, unlike Mary, I actually do have sensitive skin, and one time when I was a kid, I broke out in hives basically all over my body, and we never determined what it was that caused it. And then several years later, after the birth of our first child, I had a couple of bouts of perioral dermatitis. This last time in 2021, I tried to just make everything super minimal, wasn't wearing any makeup or things like that, and makeup is one of my special interests, until eventually one night, it was stinging and burning so badly that I could not sleep. So that next morning I woke up and I'm like, I think it's past time to actually go see a doctor. I called a dermatologist that a neighbor had recommended and super lucky was able to get in that same day. And I remember distinctly thinking to myself that it didn't look that bad, even though it was really hurting and bothering me. But I was masked up when I went to the doctor, and when I got back into the actual exam room and she asked me to remove my mask, literally her and the medical assistant, they were both like, ooh. I'll never forget that. She was lovely. She gave me an oral antibiotic and a tacrolimus ointment. But she also referred me to an allergist for allergy testing. I think most people, when they hear allergy testing, they automatically think of them, poking you with needles. So when I went to the allergist, they did do that testing as well. But the major testing that I needed was what's called patch testing. They take a bunch of ingredients that are very common, allergens and irritants, and they tape them onto your back. Common dyes, metals like nickel, fragrances, all sorts of different preservatives. I don't remember exactly how many I had. I want to say it was somewhere around 100. And basically you go home and you're not supposed to shower or like do heavy workouts where you're sweating a lot for several days. And I remember I was worried that it was going to be really itchy and uncomfortable, but it wasn't for me. I could feel that there was, something on my back, but there was never a point where I was like, oh my God, this is so itchy. I can't wait to get it off. Anyway, you go back to the doctor after having those patches on for a while, and they remove the patches and they check your skin for redness, swelling, irritation, all that kind of stuff. I actually remember being worried when I went in for the final check because I hadn't been super uncomfortable or super itchy. And I was like, oh man, like maybe I didn't react to anything and maybe this was all for nothing and I'm just never gonna know what's been causing this. But no, actually, when they removed the patches, there were several irritants and allergens that were positive for me. One of the big ones for me is propylene glycol, which is in so many makeup products, skincare products, shampoos, conditioners, hand soaps. It doesn't matter if a product is labeled hypoallergenic or for sensitive skin. Those labels don't necessarily mean that you will not react to that product, because propylene glycol is in plenty of products that actually have those labels. I had to throw out a lot of makeup, skincare, hair care items. It was very sad. Like I said, that was the spring of 2021. I've been very vigilant about checking ingredients and I haven't had any reactions since then. So I think it was worth it for me. Just thought I would mention this process because a lot of people in my experience have never heard of it. If that's you and you've had several skin reactions and rashes and things like that and you can't pinpoint what it is that's causing it, that might be something to ask your doctor about. Hope this helped. This was Holly. See you later. Bye.